Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today's May 9th, 2021, and this is episode 294, I believe. Hey, we're going to do a speed run on Diamond Previews. This is May order for July arrivals at the comic book store of your choice. So if you see something here, please let your comic book store know, and you can have it ordered ready sitting for you in your pull box. Okay, we're going to start off right with Image. I got to go quick on this. Mom, Mother of Madness, 1 of 3. This is Emilia Clarke from Game of Thrones. You might know her. And Marguerite Bennett writing this one. And here's some interior art. Please feel free to pause it at any time so you can take a better look at these. Mirka Andolfa, Sweet Paprika. This is by Mirka Andolfa. Of course, there's a couple variant covers. There's some interior art. I'm going to go really quick here. That looks like Mirka's stuff. Okay, Skybound X #1, written by Robert Kirkman, Tilly Walden, James Herron, and Chris Dingus. There you go. Skybound X #2 is also coming out. This also has Chip Zdarsky in it, and Joshua Williamson, and Irma Kaneva. I don't know if I said that right. And Skybound X3, 4, and 5. Man-Eaters is back. The Cursed is the arc, 1 of 5. That's Chelsea Kane. Couple covers there to look at. Here's a little bit of interior art. Kind of surprised to see this one come back. Ordinary Gods #1. Kyle Higgins is the writer on this. Get some interior art. Siphon, 1 of 3. This is Patrick Meany and Emotion Ashraf. I said that, or Ashraf. Interior art. It's got the same kind of color palette as the cover here. Okay, and then I think that might be it for Image as far as new #1s. I don't know what this may work. Okay. Just keep it moving. I think I'm going to go ahead and skip over to Dark Horse real quick. I think Dark Horse has some mixed up within the whole section here. Okay, Masters of the Universe, Revelation, 1 of 4. Kevin Smith is the writer on that. There's some interior art and a variant cover. Tales from Harrow County, Fairfolk, 1 of 4. This is Cullen Bunn. We're going to see a couple Cullen Bunns in here, I believe, #1s. This is focusing on the #1s. Here's some interior art for that. #1, Floppies. Ayana, Child of Wonder, Volume 1. Oh, that's a trade paperback. We'll just skip that, but I do believe there is some other ones. Here we go. Hellboy and the BPRD, The Secret of Chesbro House, 1 of 2. Mike Mignola working on that with Christopher Golden as well. I'm going to skip the artists unless it's listed first and I say it by accident. And I think there might be one more #1 for Dark Horse. Your collections. Here we go. Gru meets Tarzan, 1 of 4. Mark Evener is the writer. Sergio is doing the art on that. Savage Hearts, 1 of 5. Aubrey Sitterson. There we go. And that might be it. And we are skipping to, I think it's IDW. Bermuda, 1 of 4. This is IDW. John Layman is the writer on this. Looks pretty action-packed on that. Okay. I don't think IDW had too much. Canto 3, Lion-Hearted, number 1 of 6. The writer is David M. Boer. And that looks to be it. Okay, now we're at Dynamite. We've got a lot of covers to look at here because Dynamite specializes in covers. Sonia, Black, White, Red, number 1. Writers Kurt Busiek, Mark Russell, and Amanda Daybert. I think it is. It's over here, Daybert. There you go. Little interior art there. Barbarella, number 1. Sarah Hoyt is the writer. You get some cover look on that. Deja Torres versus John Carter of Mars, number 1. Dan Abnett is the writer for this. You can take a look at those covers. Please feel free to pause if you're looking on the PC. You can kind of get a better look. There's some sketches. Dynamite Lives, number 2. And as you can tell, they just chock full of covers all the way around. Vampirilla, number 2. Agent of Spectre, we're reviewing that on here. Betty Page has hers. The Invincible Red Sonja, number 3. And look at all those covers. Sonia Versal, number 6. And again, a slew of covers. Sacred 6, number 12. Get 6 for the price of 1 on this. Vampirilla versus Purgatory, number 5. Vengeance of Vampirilla, number 20. Neck Gators. Okay, now we're at Boom Studios. Boom's coming on strong these days. Mamo, number 1 of 5. Sass Millage. Writer and artist. And there's some interior art for Sass. Mouse Guard, the Owl Hen Caregiver, number 1, David Peterson. Pretty intricate art here. Dark Blood, this is our cover story, number 1 of 6. LaToya Morgan is the writer on that. It looks like it has something to do with the Red Tails, the Tuskegon Red Tails in World War II. WWE, The New Day, Power of Positivity, 1 of 2. Evan Narcisse. Dune, Blood of the Sardaukar, number 1. Brian Herbert and Kevin Anderson. That's a trade paperback. All right, that might be it. And the trade paperback for Berserker. Yeah, let's go ahead and skip ahead to Ablaze. They're coming out with some good stuff with the Sumerian, which is actually Conan, if you don't know that. The Man-Eaters of Zambula, number 1. I'm going to be on this one. Writers are Guess and Robert E. Howard, who is the original writer. You can see all the different covers. Okay, we'll skip ahead to our next publisher. We got Abstract Studios, Serial. This is actually really good. They're coming out with the trade for this, issues 1 through 5. I've really been loving this one. So we'll skip that. That's one of the trades I was going to spotlight. Aftershock, Beyond the Breach, number 1, Ed Brisson. And you get a little bit of interior art on here. Clans of the Bellari, number 1, Robin Peter Blackie. Okay, you get some interior art for that. And I think we might be out of, we're out of Aftershock. We'll go right to American Mythologies Productions. I really like this. You got Sorrow Flights, number 1. We have Pel Lucidar, number 1 as well. And I think we got one more number 1 coming out from them, especially the Mike Wolfers. We have The Living Corpse, number 1. If Mike Wolfer's on it, I can almost guarantee it'll be an enjoyable read. And look at, we got some volume 2, number 1. Dan Parsons, that was a Monsters volume. And yeah, that's about it. We're going to skip ahead to our Upshot, another publisher that's is on fire. Fight Girls, number 1 from Prank Cho. I bet this is going to probably do pretty well. I think that's the only new one they've got, but we did review Marjorie Finnegan. It came out last week. It was excellent. That's a Garth Ennis book. So, and people have been liking The Resistance Uprising number 4 for that, and Chariot as well, Brian Edward Hill. So we got some really good stuff coming from OWL. We finished up Man's World, and that was a fun read. Really gripping. Okay, let's skip ahead. We got Lady Death, new story. Let's see, where was it? Here we go. Treacherous Infamy. I believe that's Brian Pulido. Also coming out, this is Coffin Comics. Coming out from Boundless is a Lady Death Volume 1. So you get the trade for only $5.99. So you might want to look out for that as well. I'd recommend getting the trade if you're not familiar with Lady Death but want to get into it. Okay, next is Heavy Metal. They've got a couple number 1s here. Let me see if I can pick them out. We've got Black Beacon. People have been really liking these Heavy Metal releases. Amber Blake, Operation Dragonfly. That's a one-shot, so if you want to check that out. And Never Never number 1 here. Okay, let's look ahead. Hamad Cave, they have Battle Cats, Volume 3, number 1, so it's the 3rd arc, I'm guessing. Mark London has written that. Beckstar number 1 just came out, and I reviewed that. I gave it a recommend. And Nottingham, I've really been liking this. It's a different twist on Robin Hood, so you might want to check that out. That'll be number 5 in July, but there might be a trade coming out quick. Oni Press, we've got Orcs in Space. $6.99 for 52 pages, and you can kind of get a look at the artwork for this as well. And I believe we had Rick and Morty presents The Hotel Immortal number 1 for $4.99 for 40 pages for you Rick and Morty fans. Okay, what was on this one? Scout Comics, people have been liking this. We have Count Draco, Knuckle Duster number 1 coming out. Joseph Schmunke, looks like, is the artist. Oh, and Gods of Brutality as well, and Lunar Ladies as well. Omar Morales on that one. Rick Woodall on Gods of Brutality. Oh, Midnight Western number 1. Midnight Western Theater number 1. Okay, Louis Sutherland. So a little bit going on with Scout there. I am reviewing Rabid World, and that one is pretty gripping. Okay, moving over to Titan. Horizon Zero Dawn, Liberation 1 of 4. Ben McCaw and Ann Toole. A new arc. Monday, Rivers of London, number 1 of 4. Brian Aronovich and Andrew Carmel were the writers for that. Life is Strange, Coming Home, number 1, Emma Vicelli. Okay, and we're going to skip to Valiant. Only one new comic coming out. It's a Ninjak, #1, coming out July 14th, 32 pages, $3.99. And this is what you have look forward on this one. It's Jeff Parker and Javier Polito. I don't know if he's related to Brian or not. Vault Comics has one coming out. Last book you'll ever read. And this is by Cullen Bunn, the second one we've talked about on the show today. Maybe a good look at that. We are reviewing Engine Ward and Vampire, the Masquerade as well. Xenoscope, Possessive, 1 of 3. And this is by Adam Goldberg. And then we get a bunch of one-shots coming out from Xenoscope. So if you're into that, we got Zodiac versus Death Force, the Swimsuit Edition, 2 different Robin Hood one-shots, Bell and Van Helsing. And that'll about do it for our speed run of Diamond previews. Thanks for stopping by. As always, please like, subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. As always, this is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.